Here we are at the Buffalo facility. This is a new facility we've owned for 1 year, and we've moved in here January 1st, which was 6 months ago. We have a lot of upgrades, a lot of new equipment. We used to do a lot of just distribution, but now we're doing distribution and manufacturing. So let's go see what all the challenges are. And here's our paint booth. So we gotta get this exhaust connected to the outside wall. And the quote that they gave us was $14,000. We like the guys, they're great to deal with, but we called them up and just says, hey, this seems out to lunch here. So we'll see what they say about that one. It's not really a big problem until probably more November, when it gets too cold to paint outside. I'll just turn the lights on and we'll take a look inside. When they sent it to us, the instructions weren't great, but they were obviously good enough because our guys were able to put the whole thing together. It actually didn't take too long. But one of the things that we added was this beam down the middle so that we could hang things in and paint them. That was the idea. This here was a hoist that we found on eBay with another crane system. I was going to try to use it here, but it's only 3 ton, and our crane can handle 5 tons, so we might as well put a 5 ton on there. Plus, it didn't have all the bells and whistles that I wanted, like a VFD so that they could gently put a plate down. This was these modular offices. And honestly, they looked atrocious. It was a terrible spot for them, super uncomfortable inside. We had some extra manpower around, person power. Steve and Matt, who did the paint booth. So those guys, once we put them on it, they disassembled it, moved it up there. They need probably 2 more days to reassemble them up there. Down here now, we got room for machines because we are kind of running out of space here. This service department, I'm not super thrilled with it. It just looks a little rough. I think it needs some investment in here. A little bit more equipment, organization to just improve the appearances of it. And obviously, when something appears great, usually it's very functional too, usually. So these are the Kardex machines. These 2 we bought used. We got a great deal on them. I mean, they're in great shape. You couldn't tell that they were used. And they still came with warranty. They installed them. The big thing though is what we got 4 of them is that they're supposed to be like a pod. So where you make money is by going to another one and picking this one while waiting for that tray to come down. So by the time I grab the item here, triple check the part number against my paperwork. There are people who are double checking. It's not good enough. You gotta be triple checking. By then, this one comes down and you're ready, and that tray is now disappearing to go grab the next item. That's when the thing makes money. I plan on adding 2 more machines right here with our new clouds that we got. Now, were these clouds worth 10 grand? I don't know. They look pretty cool though. I think that the best thing that you can do for appearances though seems to be a fresh coat of paint, because they did this and it looks just incredible. In fact, it makes me want to paint the whole side of the building now. This one, we will need our glasses for this one. We added a tool on here that allows us to run this machine lights out, which means that we can run it after hours. So Sean here could turn it on at 4:30, and by the time he arrives at 8 o'clock the next morning, the whole plate would be done. So it has a sensor on there to determine the height, because the plates can be warped from storage and so forth. Or just, the plates are made by machines. The machines aren't perfect. There could be a change in height, and before they'd have to stop the machine. So if the height changed, would you have to stop the machine, or what would you do?
So every point that it starts cutting at, it will test the height.
Oh, okay.
So if we have a bunch of different pieces, each one it's going to test the height at the beginning of the cut.
Every pierce then?
Yes. It's also called a touchdown probe.
A touchdown probe.
Yep.
Okay, touchdown probe to determine the height. But if you're doing a very large piece, it won't work. No. So it's great though for lots of small pieces.
Yes.
So what's next on this? Next is getting you trained to be able to do the nesting itself, right?
Yep.
And that's going to be your offices up top there. So we kind of want those offices done. So John Paul's, this is his 3rd day, and he's already been cutting independently. Sean has been training him, and Joy has been training him as well. We also just got a camera installed so that they can monitor it, so the engineering team from St. Catharines can be monitoring all the production of it. The other thing was the crane. This is a 40-year-old hoist or 40-year-old building with a crane in there. They said that these were Hobbins and Myers cranes. They said they're the best. Maybe, but they can't get parts anymore for them. When they went to service it, it turns out they're all ruined. The one was not safe to use, while the other one is okay to use until we get the replacement. We're not replacing two with two. We're replacing two with just one. One 5-ton, but it's gonna have a little remote radio, so they don't need the pendant, and it's a VFD drive, meaning that it doesn't just start and stop, it can go slowly. Okay, so this area, we need to clear this out. There's actually a bay door in the back there, and although it's all grass over here, this is compacted gravel here. But we want to move the couriers out to here because all the manufacturing, it's much more difficult to load with the plates and stuff in the back. Up here is the creative space. Content team is going to be in here. When we originally had it, they had the carpet. The lights were out. The paint was atrocious. Even the receptacle mounts or face plates were all stained yellow or something. The whole thing was weird. We refloored it, repainted, redid all the receptacles. We even repainted the doors. They had these like wood doors that were a little awkward. The podcast room, because I really enjoy making content, even though I'm not very good at it. I still...
Oh, the mannequins.
The mannequins.
So where do you see this facility in, let's say, another year from now?
There's going to be more machines here. The burn table is going to be replaced by a plasma and burn table combo. It's much cheaper than it is. And we don't really need to cut too much of the really thick steel that it needs that propylene oxygen mix. A couple more staff. I don't know. I don't know where the economy is going on that one.
I don't think anyone knows.
No. Definitely busier up front though. We need a bit more admin, sales type roles, and those are going to be all up in the front area here.